blazing clear now at Fisher's Cross. Returning to the winner's enclosure for Rebecca Curtis. And it is O'Boylan's boy who is out in front.
Teaforthree makes all to win for Rebecca Curtis.
They say 3 is the magic number, and Welsh handler Rebecca Curtis will be hoping that is exactly the case at this year's Aintree Festival, when Teaforthree heads a trio of stars heading to the Liverpool course. The good-looking 10-year-old currently sits at the head of the market for the Crabbies Grand National, following a gallant second at Ascot in February and a respectable 8th place in the Cheltenham Gold Cup. Add to this, Teaforthree is able to run off a mark £2 lower than when a gallant runner-up to Aurora's Encore 12 months ago. As well as Teaforthree, Rebecca's Aintree hand is further strengthened by RSA chase hero O'Phelan's boy and world hurdle third at Fisher's Cross. Proof that good things really do come in threes. Rebecca, you must have been delighted with Teaforthree's performance at Cheltenham.
Yeah, I thought he ran a blinder. It was the ideal prep run for him. We didn't want to go 7 weeks from obviously his last run in Ascot all the way to the National. I think it seems to have just put him spot on.
He looked absolutely magnificent this morning.
He does, yeah. We're very, very pleased with him. He's just looks really tight now without being over-drilled. And like I said, going that long from Ascot to Aintree, he'd have been, you know, gunning him a bit at home. But now he can, you know, have a nice, easy time between Cheltenham and Aintree, and we're very, very happy with him.
In a funny sort of way, where your horse has not been quite right before Christmas, it's almost played into your hands, isn't it?
Yeah, it has done. We obviously had a bug or something through here around Christmas. It's only just now, really. I know we had a great Cheltenham, but I'd say even now, you know, they're better than they were a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully all systems go for him. And
is he in as good a form as he was going into last year's National?
I'd have to say I think he's even a little bit better.
Do you?
Yeah. I thought he ran a great race in Ascot. It takes him 2 or 3 runs just to get him 100% fit. He's a big, burly horse. So, yeah, I'd be as happy with him this year, if not more.
So Nick, you've had a sit on him this morning. How's he feel?
Yeah, he's in great order. Not long ago I sat on him in Gold Cup, so but no, he felt in great order. He felt fresh and well, which is the main thing.
And what did you think of the Gold Cup? What did you make of his run?
I think it was a great run. He was bang there 2 out. A lot of horses were, but he travelled and jumped, and they just quickened away from coming to the last. But you know, I didn't knock him about after that, so hopefully it won't have left his mark. But you know, he had a nice spin round and enjoyed himself.
Without being disrespectful to the others, it was a funny sort of race though, the Gold Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just felt it was a bit stop-start gallop. You know, he just went a knife through him. He wouldn't be the quickest in the world, and he was able to make the running, so we kind of gone overly quick. Got racing sort of 4 out, I felt, and then they've really quickened sort of from 2 out. But no, it was Gold Cup to Gold Cup. But like you say, it was a funny old race. We
were talking last night. I think you're the envy of just about the other 39 jockeys in the race, because if everyone had a choice, I reckon everyone would pick this horse to ride in the National.
No, I'm very, very lucky, and I was very lucky last year as well. So yeah, no, it's a privilege to be riding a horse like him, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
Just to run through last year's race, I mean, it all seemed to go very, very well for you.
It really did. We were sort of in the first 10 the whole way, and going out on the second circuit, he sort of jumped his way up there. And I think jumping the canal turn, he was sort of third, you know, upsides in front. He got a bit tired there coming to the last, and we got collared for finished third. But he's got a bit less weight. He was the only horse in the first 11 to finish with above 11 stone last year, and he's going into the race with under 11 stone this year, so that has to be a massive help.
Funny enough, although he's a real stayer, this year would you hold on to him for try and hold on to him for a bit longer?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You know, he'll be bang there, but his jumping's his asset. We'll let him use that. Won't take that away from him, I'm sure. You can't make too many fixed plans, as you well know, in the National. Yeah. So, but no, he can go out there and enjoy it, and that's the main thing.
Well, Nigel, it's that time of year again. You must be pinching yourself.
Yeah, it's a bit unreal, really, isn't it? You know, a week away from going back to Aintree and a proper chance and a bit more talk about him this year. I mean, last year was nerve-wracking enough. This year, he's favourite. I think he's the only one in their books.
Tell us a story about him. How you came across, actually, how you come to own him.
Well, I originally got hold of him for a 1-year lease for Soccer AM. We thought that'd be a good way of trying to get people who are young lads interested in football, Saturday morning Sky TV programme, and a bit of fun, and get some people interested in racing, go and have their football bets, get to know a little bit about racing, and maybe have a racing bet as well. And when that lease came to an end, they didn't want to carry on.
Oh, they dropped on there, didn't they?
They did a bit. I get the odd text from Helen Chamberlain. She, I think they regret that a little bit. But it was one where Gerard was trying to sell him. He put an advert in the Racing Post, and having then had a chat with Rod Street to clear the decks, I said, I'm going to buy him. Yeah. I then had to say to Gerard, you're now going to have to give me a couple of weeks. I can't afford that. So I went and got a couple of mates, and that's how we've got the four of us in there. I just got a couple of mates with more money than I've got and persuaded them to come in.
I'm saying to Nick, though, if the other 40 jockeys in the race had the choice, I honestly think he'd be number one choice for every jockey.
I think that's probably right, on the basis that he's probably the best jumper. So you want something that's going to go over there. When jumping beaches last year, he just didn't touch it. He didn't touch anything. He'd probably fallen at the last if it was the old fences. Yeah. But hopefully that's in his head, and he won't touch any of them this time. But I think on that basis he jumps. He's not really got, he's not one of those that's got gears. He's not got several gears that he's going to go. He's going to pick up again and pick up again. But if you're going around there, you need something that you think is going to be safe. So I'd imagine that they'd all choose him.
So will he win?
Yes.
The second member of the Forest Farm team heading to Aintree is O'Phelan's Boy, who gave Rebecca a second Cheltenham Festival victory when grittily landing the RSA Chase. The three big guns, obviously, O'Phelan's Boy as well. How's he come out of Cheltenham?
Come out really, really well. We first thought we were going to miss Aintree with him and call it a day for the season, but he's so lightly raced and come out of that race so well. Hopefully, if the ground's not too quick there, he'll take our chances and run him.
I know you've always thought a lot of him, but he won really nice, and he sort of got everyone's radar after Ascot.
Yeah, he did. He was sort of the forgotten horse in the race, and I thought he ran a really good race in Ascot. Barry really liked the feed he gave him. But again, in that race, he twisted a shoe badly. It was hanging off when he came back, lost a back shoe as well. And he's relatively inexperienced to be going that speed. It was a very quick run RSA, so he should just come on from that experience.
And what about Aintree as a track, obviously totally different to Cheltenham and Ascot?
Again, that will be a bit of a question for him, but I still think they've got to stay around Aintree, and as long as he travels a bit better than he did in Cheltenham, I think maybe the flatter track might suit him a bit better rather than the sort of undulating track.
The third star name on the team sheet for Aintree is at Fisher's Cross, who put a disappointing start to the campaign behind him when finishing a very good third in the World Hurdle. How's he come out of Cheltenham?
Really, really well. He's actually the best we've ever had him at the moment. We had him good for the race in Cheltenham, but I'd have to say I do think he's slightly better now. Ran a really good race around there last year, seemed to like the track and goes on the better ground, so...
He's been well documented. He's hard to train, just getting him spot on, so you must be pleased and you've got him right.
Yeah, I think all his physical issues are behind him. We've had a very good back man do him this year, okay. Mark Windsor, who seems to have helped him an awful lot. So physically, he's very, very good at the moment.
It'd be interesting to see what actually turns up in the staying division at Aintree, because it could end up being, well, it looks like it might be quite a weak race.
Could be, I suppose, depends what runs... in it from the Cheltenham race. Yeah. I'm not sure what they're doing with more of that, and obviously Annie Power won't come over for a stayers race like that, so if you take them out, you'd hope he'd be one of the best stayers around.
So Rebecca Curtis sends a strong team to Merseyside. Victories for O'Phelan's Boy at Fisher's Cross would undoubtedly be a big feather in a cap, but how much would a first Grand National victory mean to the team?
No matter what anyone says, it is the race that everyone wants to win, and that has always been my childhood dream. Gold Cup's brilliant, but I think for me the Grand National is everything.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably the most famous racehorse in the world, isn't it? Jumping, so many viewers worldwide. Just one of those races. I think it's so hard to win. You need so much luck. Even if you have a horse with the best chance in it, you've got to have lots and lots of luck.
I'll be nervous. There's a lot of focus, a lot of attention on it, and he's part of the family. We want him to do well and show his best.